in the search for Nancy Guthrie. The FBI released this eerie video showing an armed person at the front door of her home on the day she disappeared. Good afternoon. This is KTLA 5 News at 4 at the Cortese.
And I'm Lindsay Pena. Day off. FBI says
the will bring new them free. KTLA's Chip live at the sheriff's with the latest details. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, some other new information. This hour is have been in Annie Guthrie's neighborhood this afternoon. That neighborhood. Talk more about that. Moment is Nancy Guthrie's daughter, and the big news of the day is some new video has come out from Nancy Guthrie's house from the morning she disappeared. Tuesday, new images of a masked person approaching Nancy Guthrie's door were released by investigators who have been trying for more than a week to find her. It's believed the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today Show host Savannah Guthrie was kidnapped from her Tucson home between 1:47 a.m. and 2:28 a.m. on Sunday, February 1st. Previously, investigators said data indicated that at 1:47 a.m. that day, someone had disconnected her doorbell camera. Now, investigators say after working with what it called its private sector partners, they were able to recover these images from the Nest camera. In the images, the masked person messing with the doorbell camera has what looks like a possible gun. The images were released a day after a ransom deadline came and went with no sign of where Nancy Guthrie might be. Savannah Guthrie, her daughter, is now appealing to the public for help.
We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help, no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson. If you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement. We are at an hour of desperation.
And here's some new video just in from Annie Guthrie's neighborhood. As we mentioned, investigators are back there again this afternoon, combing the neighborhood. According to one reporter with a local affiliate KVOA, they've been asking neighbors if they can go in the backyards and washes and search those areas. In one case, even asking if they could search a shed, and also asking about surveillance cameras they might have. But the search for Nancy Guthrie continues. For now, reporting here in Tucson, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
Chip, thank you. And be sure to stay with KTLA 5 for live continuing coverage on the search for Nancy Guthrie. We'll keep you updated as we get more information from authorities. We'll have more also in a live report in the next half hour. And for the latest anytime, head to KTLA.com or download our free KTLA 5 app.
Gene King is here standing by. We're just waiting till those first raindrops fall here.
Yes,
when is that?
We are waiting. It's happening. Okay. I know it's a little scattered right now, but can I just point this out? We, all three of us, look like a bag of Skittles.
Oh,
really, bring a little sunshine
I like
here.
that.
Purple, red, pink. I like.
So Lindsay told me she was wearing red.
So you got
I went
the
to the color wheel, and the closest thing I had was this purple.
And then I was telepathic. I was channeling this. Yeah.
Both of us together.
Right,
also, Lindsay, so fun to have you here.
I know. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you.
to have you, Lindsay.
And you too, Gene.
Yes, I know.
What a party we have today.
It's a fill-in Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting from the floor director, Joey, saying, "Come on, get to the weather."
Joey's
All
here
right.
too. Hi,
Enough
Joey.
about that. All right. So we're going to take a look outside. We need the rainbow, right? Because look at this. It is so dark. A lot of cloud coverage that we're speaking of as you see this live look outside. If you have been outside, it is pretty cold. It's pretty chilly by Southern California standards. As you see, there's the weather headlines as we get to this really quickly. It's going to be cold, stormy, and windy with a chance of rain that moves in later today. I'm going to say we're already starting to see some of that drizzle on the max Doppler radar right now. Isolated thunderstorms possible into tomorrow with the high surf along the coast all week. We're going to track that as well. But this is what you're talking about, Sam. I know. When is that rain coming? potentially right now. Look, this is the max Doppler radar as you see some green on the screen. It doesn't mean it's a heavy downpour as we zoom in, but a lot of green on the screen all throughout our 5-county area. So it's a hit or miss. I just looked outside of the studios here in Hollywood, didn't see any rain. So it could just be kind of that drizzle, a little bit here and there. It's just on your windshield, kind of annoying as you're driving, right? But snow and rain mix out in Running Springs and Big Bear Lake. And coming up, we're going to take a look at your current conditions as well as your highs and your 7-day forecast. All right, ladies, back to the desk.
Jean, thank you. Newly released documents are raising questions about how much President Trump may have known about Epstein's crimes in the early 2000s. Back then, civilian Trump reportedly told police everyone knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing was disgusting.
He kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club at Mar-a-Lago because, frankly, Jeffrey Epstein was a creep.
The White House is responding to a newly released FBI report summarizing an interview with the Palm Beach police chief who investigated Jeffrey Epstein in 2006. The chief said President Trump was one of the first people to call the Palm Beach police to thank them for stopping him, telling them Ghislaine Maxwell is evil and to, quote, focus on her. Maxwell is convicted of sex trafficking minors with Epstein.
Unlike many other people who are named in these files, President Trump cut off his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and was honest and transparent about that for years and years.
Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick answered to a Senate committee about remaining in contact with the convicted sex offender for 10 years after he said he had cut him off.
Probably about 10 emails connecting me with him over a 14-year period. I did not have any relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person.
And in the entertainment industry, Grammy winner Chappell Roan and country crossover superstar Orville Peck announced they are leaving talent agency Wasserman after the files revealed founder Casey Wasserman sent a series of racy emails to Ghislaine Maxwell and once flew on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet on a humanitarian trip with the Clinton Foundation. Wasserman is also the chair of the LA 28 Olympic Committee. He has apologized for his association with Epstein and Maxwell, and he is not accused of any crime. Members of Congress now have access to unredacted files. Some have come forward to say the DOJ needs to investigate certain people based on what they've seen, but they didn't say who. Epstein's alleged victims are demanding all 6 million files to be made public.
As ICE rapidly expands operations around the country, its director and other top immigration officials face tough questions before lawmakers today. Those officials touting their detention and deportation numbers, despite many in Congress criticizing ICE's aggressive and sometimes deadly tactics.
Lauren Lister has more on the heated testimony from our news center.
Hi there. In 3 hours of testimony to Congress, heads of the agencies carrying out the president's mass deportation agenda, defending their tactics and answering to issues including the killing of 2 U.S. citizens in Minnesota and federal agents wearing masks.
But let me send a message to anyone who thinks they can intimidate us. You will fail.
Acting Director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement telling members of Congress in the first year of President Trump's second term, ICE has conducted 379,000 arrests and 475,000 removals, calling results historic, but also saying intimidation from the public has increased.
Families of ICE personnel have been made to feel unsafe in their homes. I know this firsthand because my own family was targeted. Despite these perils, our officers continue to execute their mission with unwavering resolve. And we are only getting started.
It comes as some lawmakers push for more information about investigations into the shooting deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, who were both shot and killed during confrontations with federal agents in Minneapolis last month.
While the investigations remain ongoing, I'm encouraged that some Minnesota officials are finally signaling the willingness to cooperate with ICE.
Since those killings, the administration has taken steps to lower the temperature in Minneapolis by withdrawing around 700 federal agents. During the hearing, Democrats also scrutinizing ICE tactics.
The Constitution does not give your agency the right to hide their faces while they kill Americans. Will you commit, yes or no, to immediately unmasking every agent conducting immigration enforcement and requiring them to wear standard uniforms with identifiable badges?
No.
Republicans offering immigration officials broad support.
We have seen state and local jurisdictions refuse to protect federal law enforcement officers.
Questions, too, about the Minneapolis area detention of an Ecuadorian preschooler with his father.
You used him as a bait and then detained him despite his father legally seeking asylum.
Was Liam used as bait by your agency?
No, sir. Actually, law enforcement officers took care of the child after the father abandoned him.
And all this comes as Democrats and Republicans are at odds over Department of Homeland Security funding. As a deadline approaches later this week, it could result in a partial government shutdown. In the newsroom, I'm Lauren Lister, KTLA 5 News.
Trial is set to begin today for the man suspected of throwing Molotov cocktails at the federal building in downtown L.A. 54-year-old Jose Jovel pleaded not guilty in December. Prosecutors say he threw the flaming bottles at officers inside a downtown L.A. federal building back on December 1st. They say the alleged attack was motivated by anger against ICE immigration raids. Federal authorities say the Koreatown resident has a long criminal history. Jovel faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted on all charges.
LA Mayor Karen Bass signed another executive directive tied to federal immigration enforcement. The directive bans federal immigration agents from using city-owned or city-controlled property and orders the LAPD to preserve all evidence related to immigration enforcement operations. The directive also calls for an ordinance that would impose fees on property owners who allow federal agents to use their sites. Mayor Bass says the move is needed to protect LA residents from ongoing immigration raids.
This is not normal, and it will never be normal. It is